What's up, guys? What I wanted to do in this video is actually get some information out there to you folks that may be dealing with the same type of meter that we have here. What we have is an Eaton Power XPert. You can see here it's a multi-point meter, and basically what this unit is, there's a base, and then each of these slots are basically a power meter that will coincide with the various breakers within this gear. And what I wanted to do in this video is actually show you some of the steps that you should take to set this up if you're going to try to set it up for BacNet IP communication. Of course, these do have the option of doing a web portal as well, so it just really depends on what you're going to be doing with yours. For us, we're going to be integrating this into the Metasys system that we have. That way we can do some reporting and things like that, and just tie it in with a lot of the other utility reporting that we do. One thing that you'll note is the location of the plug, as far as where you will need to plug your data cable in for the communication. You will also need to make sure that you have the correct COM board for that. You know, when you go to work with your manufacturer or whatever, your installers, when they set this up, you know, make sure that you have the right meter. And there's something else that you want to make sure they do as well. When they put this meter in, what you want to make sure they do is label all of the sub-metering, okay? Typically, if they don't label this, what is going to end up happening is each of these here is going to be labeled like meter 1, meter 2, and so on, and you're not going to have any idea as far as the location of which meter you're trying to pull in, as far as if you're trying to do sub-billing or anything like that, or monitor a particular area within a building, that sort of thing. So make sure that that's something that they do. Now, these meters, there's a lot of functionality in these from what we've learned, and you know what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to jump into the software and show you a few things that you will need to set up regarding these meters to get them talking, to get them to where you can pull them in via BacNet. Okay, guys, what you see in front of you here, I am actually browsed into the meter. We do have it connected to our network, and again, to get to this step here, you do need to have it connected to your local network, and then of course the password is going to be on the front of your meter itself on the module. Now, there's a few things that we have to configure inside the meter before we will be able to discover it through BacNet IP. And of course, what we will need to do, first of all, is to go up to our settings option here. As you can see, I'm going to select that, and I am going to go into the comms. This is where we're going to want to be at. Of course, you see this option here that says Ethernet LAN. I'm going to drop that down, and I'm going to scroll on down to get some more information. Of course, we have email, calendar. There's a lot that you can do with these things. BacNet IP. This is what I want to drop down, and there's a few things that we need to look at within here. We have BacNet IP settings and the epic files. First, let's go into the settings. Of course, this is where you will enable your BacNet IP communications. There must be a few things set up as well. For example, what you see here, the base ID for the device and the device ID. Okay, these need to be at least one increment difference. Now, where this is going to come into play is when you create your epic files, which we will talk about in just a few moments. Okay, so this is something that you're going to want to verify to make sure that it is correct. Depending on how you have your network set up, depending on the instance numbers of devices on your network, whatever structure that you have, you need to make sure that this follows the pattern that you have within your overall system. Okay, one thing that I have run into with this is we had a duplicate ID for one of these meters, and it caused us an issue when I tried to pull them in. So I actually had to change the IDs for one of our meters. Now, there is another point down here we need to look at as well, and that is going to be the routed network number. Okay, this value here, when you first go into the meter, it will be blank. Okay, you need to enter some type of a network number here, again, that coincides with what you do within your overall system. Once you do that, of course, save. You go into the edit mode and things like that. Up at the top of the screen right here, you can see the edit mode. I'm going to scroll back down, but once you have saved that, there again, I just like to save things fairly regularly. I'm going to drop down the epic files. When you first drop this down, the only thing that you're going to see in this panel here is just the base of the meter. You're only going to have like one thing here. You're not going to have any of these meters that are attached to that base. Once you select Generate Epic Files, that's when it's going to populate with all of the meters that are attached to this system. Okay, if you do not have your networking information set up correctly, it will not generate these epic files. Okay, and these are the individual meters. Of course, when you pull these in, you're going to need to pay attention to these here and then go follow along with the naming. There again, guys, have your installers name those meters. It's going to make your life much easier. Okay, guys, I want to show you on this particular meter what I was talking about. This meter here, you can see that there is currently no epic files listed other than just the base. Okay, that's where we've got to go into our BacNet IP settings, and we have got to make some adjustments. Okay, I'm going to scroll up to the top. I'm going to select my edit button, and now I'm going to scroll down and make the changes that we need. All right, our BacNet IP, all of our network information is buried here. You can see here our base ID and instance and all of that kind of stuff. We're going to add our meter, our network number. For this one, it's going to be 11003. And you can see currently there's nothing there. I'm going to go up and press save. Now that I have saved that, I'm going to scroll back down and select Generate and View Epic Files. Okay, it gives me the no file selected, so let's put a checkbox here. And now that I have done that, you can see it has now generated the epic files for me. So now we're going to go into Metasys. I already have some of the meters pulled into our system, as you can see here, and I've labeled them based upon what they are serving. So what I want to do now is I want to continue pulling in my meters. So I'm going to hit my plus sign. I do have my integration highlighted. I'm going to select field device. I'm going to do a discovery. Now mine, I've already done a discovery, so I don't have to let it go through and repeat the process. It's simply going to come up and tell me the results from a previous scan. If you've made any kind of changes on your network, you may want to change that or update that or whatever and do a fresh scan, but literally I just did this a moment ago, so I do not need to do that. Now here I can sort by instance numbers. I'm going to select that to sort all of the devices here by the instance numbers, and then I'm going to simply drill down to look for the instance numbers of the meter that I need. Okay, you can see here meter 2, here's my instance number, and that's going to coincide with what I have right here, meter 2, and there again my device ID, which is my instance number. Okay, so I will simply go back over to Metasys. I will check that meter. I'm going to hit next, and of course it's going to give me the option here of naming the meter, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be changing the name. Okay, now I've changed the name. I'm going to actually copy that, save that to my clipboard, because I'm going to need it for future reference. I can change the authorization category. I can change just a lot of the options from right here. Okay, just right here in this folder. But that is really the only thing that I want to change. Now I'm going to select Create. Of course it's going to say successful, and then I can add field points from here. I'm going to select that. I am going to do a discovery of field points. It's going to take a moment. It's going to go out and grab all of the points available. I'm going to go ahead and check everything for now but you can filter through and select just the ones that you want. I'm going to now select next. It's going to then grab those points, and of course it's going to give me the option of adding trends, alarms, and things like that, which I'm not going to do at this point, but I could if I wanted to. I'm going to select create. And now I'm going to select close. It tells me that it's pulled in my points, so I can close this window out. And if I scroll down, I can see that it has named the meter for what I want it to be, and I now have my data from that meter. Again, this meter is attached to this base. Okay, this is the base that serves these meters. You know, just let me scroll up just a little bit more. For example, all of these meters here, okay, here's the base. All of these meters are underneath this base here. Okay, that's how these multi-point meters are set up. But guys, I hope this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions, leave those down below. Also, be sure to check out the rest of the videos on my channel. Help support the channel by sharing the video. You can also check out some of the affiliate links down in the description. Thanks for watching. Let me hear from you, and we will see you next time.